Hello? Yes, hello.
Hi, is this Dad?
It is, yes.
Hi, it's Viceina from City Community Mental Health Team.
Sorry, who is this?
It's Viceina Brown from the City Community Mental Health Team.
Oh, yes, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Yes. Okay.
Excellent, excellent. I just wanted to give you some feedback and have a little bit of a conversation with you about your brother Talib.
Okay.
He's been assessed by 2 psychiatrists and approved mental health professional who feel that your brother needs to remain in hospital under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act for further treatment and support. Now, you've identified yourself as the nearest relative, so we need to clarify if you have any objections if we were to go ahead with placing your brother under Section 3 of the Mental Health Act.
Well, Viceina, I've sent my email to everybody, and unfortunately I didn't include yourself, but I've already preemptively had this discussion, tried to have this discussion with the psychiatrists, and obviously I take issue with the fact that he needs to be resectioned, and I'm a bit of a loss because obviously I've sent this email I believe yesterday.
Right.
Have you had a chance to read it?
I don't think so, but I will have a look later. What was the nature of your email?
Well, it was just exactly regarding this. I mean, I've said that my brother does not need to be resectioned, and I'm quite happy for him to stay on a voluntary basis. At least that would give him some freedom to come home. Why does he need to be sectioned for another 3 months? I don't see how that is relevant or how that is pertinent to his care, because as you can appreciate, one of the reasons in fact, I wanted to have obviously a discussion with you. Unfortunately, I don't have your direct number, and I have been trying to obviously directly speak to the consultants and left them in essence messages nearly every day, and they've not had the decency to have this discussion with me before looking to resection my brother. And obviously I feel a slightly issue with the fact that they're putting yourself forward, and really they need to have that discussion with me. Now it's on this Friday it's going to be 28 days that my brother's going to be on a section, and I've already previously in my email sent, I believe yesterday, I've highlighted the fact that my concerns are that in 2004, when he was last sectioned, every time he's in hospital, it is opening him up to further risk. Okay. And that risk doesn't, and the last time he was in hospitals, he was physically attacked. In the email that I sent, I've once again sent a photograph of him being physically attacked, which obviously I think if you speak to Sanjeev Singh or Nadia Khan, I've included them in the email in the CC section, so obviously they'll be able to forward that email to you, and obviously in my opinion, I think this is just clearly a fraud, because I've gone through such extraordinary lengths just to be recognized as my brother's nearest relative. Now, coming back to the point when you first came and visited us, now, I have had issues from day one, from the day that you visited, because at that stage, somebody from the public guardianship had come down to the house, and I was not really made aware of what was going on. You and the Dr. Sami had to stay outside. Now, in that, following them leaving, we had quite a lengthy conversation after they left, and I highlighted that my brother does not have he does not have mental health issues. He does have mental health issues, but those are being stabilized through his medication. One of the issues that he has is a lack of support in the community. Now, if you're going to put him onto the Section 3, obviously I would look to object to this, and as the nearest relative, I have a right within 6 months, within that time period, to go through a court of appeal. Now, that is something I will be looking to do. Alternatively, what you can do is come to an understanding with myself. I'm happy for him to stay in the hospital because I understand that if he comes back home, he's going to end up. The situation's not resolving itself simply because you've kidnapped him and put him into the hospital. He ideally needs a comprehensive care package. Now, as you know, if he goes on a Section 3, if he comes out in the community, he's like he has been previously on a Section 3. If he comes back out into the community, his care is going to have to be funded by the authorities anyway. So by you keeping him on a Section 3, I just can't understand the justification of it, because I'm quite happy for him to stay in hospital until such point as a comprehensive review has taken place, and the fact that he's got a more comprehensive care package in place.
Okay then. Yeah. Just to address a couple of your issues that you brought up, and thank you very much. I appreciate it is a stressful situation for you. With regards to your brother staying in hospital informally as a voluntary patient, we could do that if we felt that Talib had capacity to consent to that. But unfortunately, the consensus is that he does not have capacity. So we do feel that he needs to remain in hospital, and obviously in order to do that legally, we would then need to do it under a section. The doctors who have seen him on the ward are reporting that he continues to have some psychotic symptoms. They're still hearing some voices. There are some negative symptoms of the schizophrenia still present that we'd just like to try and support Talib with, to try and get a little bit better before he comes home.
Okay, just hold on a second. Well, I once again disagree with you on these points. First of all, when you say he does not have capacity, when exactly did he lose capacity? Because in order for me to see him, you say he has capacity and therefore he's refusing to see me. All right. So on the one hand, you're saying that, look, he has capacity to refuse me coming to see him, but yet when it serves your purpose, he doesn't have capacity. This is obviously an issue that we've had in the past, regarding his capacity. I believe that he does have capacity, and now that it serves your agenda and suits your purpose, you're saying that he doesn't have capacity. Number one. Number two is that, yes, nobody's saying the fact that he doesn't have mental health issues. He's always had those mental health issues, and by him staying in hospital, you're not going to tell me that you're going to cure schizophrenia. That there's a cure for schizophrenia. No, there isn't. No, there isn't. So the fact that he has these issues is as a result of his underlying condition, which is being managed, which his medication is managing. There is not a case where he's not managing his condition. But you see, everything that you're doing, it clearly is serving an agenda. When you said to me that he doesn't have capacity, that is when did he lack this capacity? Because even...
Can I address that, Shazad? Because you keep on asking me the question.
Okay.
And not giving me time to respond. Basically, when we assess people under the Mental Capacity Act, it's about a specific decision. So your brother might have been asked and felt to have capacity with regards to seeing people, but with regards to staying into hospital, it was felt that he wasn't being consistent in his answers, that he didn't have a full understanding of the situation. So from that specific question, they felt that he lacked capacity to consent to admission into hospital.
Okay, so he lacks capacity to consent to his admission, and therefore you feel that you're going to exert your power under Section 3. But yet when it comes to the question of him seeing his family members, he did have capacity and could refuse.
But that's what I'm saying. So sometimes people can have capacity in certain areas, but other times they may not.
Yeah, well, come on. Obviously, look, you have to now. Why has it taken such an effort for me to just even be recognised as my brother's nearest relative? How much hoops have I had to jump through in order to establish that? Now, as I've explained, if you're forcing the situation, I assure you, it's going to end up worse for Talib, because Talib's mental condition has always remained consistent. Okay, Talib's mental situation has remained consistent since his discharge back into the community in 2005. He's always had he's always had underlying conditions or mental health conditions, but that does not mean. And at one stage, you, the local authority, were paying for paying him direct payments, and were quite happy for him officially to manage those payments when it served your agenda. Now, in order, look, I mean, we don't need to prolong this conversation by who said what and what's happened. If you're going to section him, then you need to inform me in writing and provide me with what options are available. And obviously, unfortunately, I'm going to have to challenge this because it's not a necessary action. You don't need to section. It's not. You don't need to section him. Okay, so you need to put something in writing to me so I can obviously look to explore other avenues. Because if that's the decision you're making, it's firstly a wrong decision. It's not in my brother's best interest, and you have decided unilaterally that he lacks capacity. Capacity seems to be anything that serves your agenda, or rather than what's in my brother Talib's best interest. Talib lacked the capacity to come home for Eid. That's what you're trying to tell me, that he did not want to come home for Eid to spend with his family. Right. But yet, yes.
Shazad, I understand what you're saying. So basically, the answer to the question is that you are objecting if we were to go for a Section 3. So what I need to do is now go and have a discussion with the rest of the team, and then I will get back to you. Is that okay?
When you're discussing this with the rest of the team, like I said, before you do that, can I ask you to obviously, is Nadia off on leave?
What was it that you wanted to ask me? Sorry.
I said, is Nadia on leave?
She's not on leave this week, but what you said that you wanted to ask me something.
I will do. Is Sanjeev on leave?
He's not available today.
Okay, all right. Well, the reason I'm asking is because, what I'll do is I'll forward the email to you. Have a read of the email, and obviously I've relayed that I would be happy for him to remain there on a voluntary basis as his nearest relative, and also I like to say that I have had his power of attorney document, which was signed in the absence or in the presence of Nadia Khan when he was in hospital in BRI in 2014, where I asked Nadia to become a witness and she refused and ran away. And so we've had a long history, we as a family, and I personally have had a long history with the senior members of the council. Now, so in order to and we look to end this conversation now, and what I'll do is after I finish this conversation, I'll forward you the email that I sent yesterday to everybody. Once you've read that email, have a word with the doctors and consultants. Can I just first of all ask which two doctors have decided this?
It's Dr. Smith, and we've got an independent doctor, which is a gentleman called Dr. Gupta.
Dr. Gupta, okay, all right. What about Dr. Sami? Is he still involved in this or not?
Kind of, it is Dr. Smith who's been taking the lead as the responsible clinician.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, like I said, what I'll do is I'll forward this email to you and obviously say that we as a family would like to accept Talib's voluntary stay at hospital. This way, at least he would be given the freedom to have day visits at home, because obviously his mum misses him, I miss him, and we would like to. We understand that he can't come home right now. But we would.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
If you could send me that email, I'll look forward to that. I'll have a read of that, and then I'll have a chat with our team, and then we'll get back to you. Is that okay for now?
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you. Can I have your direct number?
As I said to you, the best number to contact me on is via our admin, and I promise the next time I ring you I will find it, because we've recently changed telephone numbers, so I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It's okay, because obviously sometimes, the problem with going through admin, there's a really long wait, and if I can talk to you directly, that would be good. If you can just send me your number in a reply to the email that I sent you, is that okay?
Right, our number, the number you need to contact me on, Shazad, is Bradford 221181.
Okay, all right.
All right, my lovely. Thanks for your time. I look forward to the email.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.